When we had last left Team Watcher, they were traveling around and exploring the freaky, creepy archive libraries. Yes, where the librarians roamed the halls, reading, but not really, because could they even read? They didn't have eyes, certainly not, and it was not in Braille or anything like that. No audiobooks around here. Very strange. Keepers of the library. I'm having a realization here in the opening. But nonetheless, they traveled around, finding books, finding disgusting funguses that did enjoy being hit upon, and in the books contained strange bits of information, untold stories from long gone, and some that seemed to conflate with existing accounts of history itself. What was true? Were these falsehoods or simply deeper delvings into what really happened? This is Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, the Forgotten Sanctum. Welcome back. And yeah, that is a very interesting thing, right? The keepers of the library, the librarians, cannot read the very books that they are tasked with? I don't know. That they are keeping, that they are sort of archiving here, because they have no eyes or face, right? Certainly, even mechanically, it acknowledges that they cannot see. Very interesting stuff. Probably says something on like a symbolic, metaphorical level, right? Perhaps more will come to light later. Anyway, let's check out more books. Let's see, let's get some of these, and, ooh, look. Visits from Farther Beyond. Right. The Three-Body Agreement. Okay. Let's do a double check and make sure. Oh, look, we need to read the Three-Body Agreement ASAP. Okay. Celestial... We've not read that. This is just like aliens, huh? Is that aliens? Okay. Let's read this. The History of Aora, Volume 7. The Three-Body Agreement. The representatives of two great empires met in the seat of the third, and Engwith Yazuha and Ukaizo agreed upon an exchange for land and power. Ukaizo would give Engwith a home for their research for able soldiers. For land and power, Ukaizo would give Engwith a home for their research. For able soldiers, Yazuha would allow Engwith to spread their faith. So it was that Ukaizo conquered the Deadfire, the Yazuhans conquered Yesh, and Engwith made willing conspirators of them all. Huh. Interesting. So who did Ukaizo conquer the Deadfire from? Like the natural world, I guess, in a way? Maybe? Maybe the Orlan Empire that we were reading about. Maybe they were based in and around here. Maybe? And what is Yesh and Yazuha? I have no idea what that is. I don't know if I've ever read that word before, and certainly we can't even get a tip on it. Is that where Reika is from? No, I don't think so. Maybe. On Celestial Specters, visitors from farther than beyond. Sounds like aliens to me, huh? This logbook contains interview notes and statements surrounding unusual celestial activity. One page has been dog-eared, and a passage enthusiastically underlined. Subject followed the descent of a falling star. In their testimony, they asserted that angry spirits patrolled the impact crater. Subject narrowly escaped and later complained of dizziness, loss of memory, and headaches. Our resident animancer confirmed our suspicion that subject had lost a significant sum of essence in a ragged pattern, almost as if it had been chewed away. Recommend permanent internment in one of the Kith habitats. A few words scribbled in the margins read, territorial, hungry, sacrifice by self or proxy. The lower half of the page shows an artist's rendering of a fallen star. Huh. Weird. I mean, certainly we've had talk of, like, moons and all that shit. Of course. With, a lot of it in the prior expansion, and how there's, like, you know, there was, like, a third moon or a second moon? No, there's always two moons one is significantly smaller, and typically no one notices until it, like, orbits around the primary moon, right? And it causes weird shit with the tide, right? But there was, like, at one point a third moon, or something like that. And is that the one that Abaddon destroyed? When Andra, like, threw it into the planet? I'm not sure. Alright. Let's travel on up here. Okay. Oh gosh, like a big creepy eye. Wow, this looks like a... Oh, yeah, I was about to say, it looks like a fighting area. Look, a whole bunch of other things, too. Wow, we may have to kill this person to access this stuff. Almost certainly. Okay. Should we, like, unveil ourselves and see what happens if they catch us? Like, what's the punishment? Let's see. Let's test it. Oh, this section is restricted. Oh. They've activated these things. Oh, God. Okay. I mean, this doesn't seem too bad. Alright. Is this the punishment? Because if this is it, that's not too rough at all. Okay, let's do a Capricious Hex here. Right. Well, no, let's try and debuff them. We'll try that on first. There we go. I can't quite get all of them in there. Maybe we'll be able to. We'll keep it right there, because that Flame Naga Marauder might move over. No, not quite. Alright. They'll have to do, though.
Let's do this. Quick, toss me some.
Okay, let's see. Let's swap our weapons here. And we can blast them away, like so.
Nice hit.
Good. Let's swap weapons again. And let's fire into the Marauder, I guess. Good. Okay. Oh, look. Fasina was doing her cast, but decided not to. Okay, well, let's correct that. Here we are. Let's try and put it right here. Good. Oh, shit. Oh, my gosh. They're really fucking me up big time. Okay. Wow, what is that noise? What even did that? Okay. Let's see. Let's have these summoned weapons all focus fire the same dude. That seems smart. Well, we'll have this one knock the steel spine. Right. That seems smart. Okay. Now over here, we can blind these ones. Should we make this big in case that other dude shows up? Nah, we'll make it medium-sized. We'll just position it over here. Maybe we'll get them. We'll get lucky. Okay, and over here, let's see. These ones are not debuffed, are they? No. Okay, fair enough. Let's also try and lay down a debuff here. Good. Okay, let's swap weapons again. Fire into the Marauder. Good. Oh shit, there's a Vampire Priest over there. Oh fuck. That's not good. Let's actually send weapons over to fuck with that Vampire. Because we need to take that thing out ASAP, don't we? There we are. Good. Okay. Let's swap back to our first set. Imbued ammunition, turn that on. Finish off the Marauder. Is this one of the ones that explodes into juice? Oh my gosh, look, we've been blinded and flanked. Oh fuck. What a terrifying noise. Okay, let's see. Let's have Aloth do some of this spooky times, maybe? I'm not sure. Let's have him get out a friend, at the very least. There we are. Good. Let's have these weapons continue doing their attacks. There we are. Look, this thing is very difficult to hit at the moment. We'll pull a few of them off onto that main dude there. Right. I wonder if killing the main dude is actually what we should be doing here. I'm not sure. Let's toss a heal onto Fasina just in case. We'll play it safe.
Let's go.
There we are. Let's also toss a heal onto Adair while we're at it. There we go. I'm not sure about this big freaky shit on the floor. Let's try and get out of that. Oh, actually when you enter and exit it, it's like a big, like, corruption zone or something. I see, okay. Huh. Let's see, can I actually do decent damage against that dude? No, not really. Let's have all the weapons and stuff fight it. The steel spine. There we go. Try and keep it knocked. Let's move Aloth out of there. Good. And let's see. We could also just launch some, like, concussive missiles and shit. What's its fortitude? It is kind of susceptible to being knocked down. Maybe we try that. There we go. Okay, and let's do a finishing shot on that dude. Great. Let's have Pallegina fight this skeleton outside of that sphere of influence. Alright, main dude is down. Good. Okay, I need to run out this way. And there we are. That should be fine.
You like that?
Okay, yeah, so when the librarian died... Oh! They, like, make it to where we are on par with them. To where we can't see, right? I think I understand. Alright.
Got it.
Let's head over here. Actually, before we do that, let's backtrack a bit and see how the other ones react. Because if they're like angry with us after having killed some of their friends on like the upper level, maybe we don't want to mess with them. Because we could go through a bunch of effort to try and like prevent killing them, right? We'll see. Alright. Down here. Yeah, they seem not to mind.
Swift and quiet now.
Okay. So we only, when we aggro some, we only really aggro the ones specific to whatever area we were in. Okay, fair enough. Good. So that means we can just blast them with impunity if we want to, which maybe we should do.
Quietly.
Okay, let's go on up here. Good. Let's check the body. I guess this is another situation where we need to... Oh, look. Shea's war staff. Two-handed quarterstaff. Though she vanished over a century ago, the arcane knight, Shea, remains a cautionary tale in her native Aedir. Sworn to a powerful noble house of the Empire, Shea never abandoned a fascination in animancy, harbored since her time at the Academy. She pursued her illicit interest patiently, slowly building a laboratory in her quarters at her Earl's estate. When he uncovered her activities, he promised not to report her as recompense for years of service, so long as she disposed of the illegal instruments. She agreed, clearing her room of every beaker and book. Unfortunately, she moved them into the rented basement of a shop in the nearby village, and was shortly exposed by a local priest of Wotica. When the Earl's leniency came to light, he suffered a profound forfeiture of wealth in levied fines and an even greater loss of face. Shea fled the Empire, crossing the sea into the Deadfire. After a brief hiatus in Nakataka, she chartered passage on a ship back west to the mainland nation of Abet. Abet? Abe? Huh. We've never heard of that place either. The sloop never arrived at its destination, provoking many apocryphal tales and 2 popular stage plays of the horrific results of Shea's experiments at sea. Huh. It would have been cool if this were one of the stage plays that we saw, right? But no, that one also made sense, right? Given the circumstances of what was going on in the world at the time. Right, the Aethys play. Okay, combat casting. Concentration for 8 seconds on crit hit with melee attacks. Right, yeah, this'll definitely be geared for a melee wizard. Right. 5% damage is raw. 15% hit to crit chance in melee after casting a spell. Wow, 15% hit to crit. That's pretty powerful. What counts as a spell, though? Right? Like, if a cipher uses their stuff, does that count as a spell? I'm not sure. Because it uses a different type of resource, right? Like, it's built up in a different way. Maybe only paladins, wizards, of course, and priests cast spells. Maybe ciphers don't cast spells. Right? I'm not sure. Because if what ciphers cast are considered spells, then are monk attacks spells too? Are barbarian attacks spells? Are fighters casting spells? I don't know. Nonetheless, that concentration stuff could be pretty useful. Not for us, though. Elementalist Grimoire? Alright, yeah, it does what you would think. And Occult Robes? Oh, these ones are in good condition. Okay, fair enough. Well, we don't need them. Alright, let's take a look at this weird, like, bird's egg. An intricate device crafted from copper and adra sits before you, radiating a low hum. Lay your palm against the device, press your ear to the device. Well, that seems really dangerous to just put my ear up against it, but let's do it. Gears click and whir beneath the device's skin. Ugh, it's skin. I don't think literally in this case, right? Although a lot of things are very fleshy in nature. This is not. Lay your palm against the device. A sharp tone erupts from the device, and the lecterns around the room emanate a bright and sudden light. Oh, just as before. Thank goodness an enemy didn't come out or it shot us with something.
Watch me go.
Okay, let's read this. A small plaque reads, "The two took land and soldiers from the one. They both gave everything in return." Right, okay, so that's the one that we had just read. The 3-body agreement, right? There we are. We should come back to this later, though. Right, because for all I know, we'll read one. In fact, maybe that's what we did there. We'll read one of these plaques and assume it's something that we've read, but in reality it's not. Like there's something that fits better. Okay, let's check over here. Oh, I guess it opens this doorway, right? Okay, fair enough. Let's go on down here. Let's unstealth, that way we're a little bit quicker. Re-stealth upon entering here. Yeah, I'm assuming this thing will come to life. There is a librarian here. Ooh, shit. There's a few of them. Okay. We could just fight them, right? Maybe we should just do that. I don't know. If we get caught, we get caught. Okay, let's fight them. Okay, yeah, the armor has come to life. Alright. We're fine. We're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Let's pull this out. Good. Let's get summons going. First things first. There we are. And let's see. Enchanted Armor. What the fuck do you do? Let's just finish off this librarian real quick, right? This librarian's already quite low.
Take this.
There we are. Swap through weapons and shit. Firing that. Good. Okay, swap through here. And let's go after, I guess, this Enchanted Armor, because it's right up here. Okay. Let's send these weapons over toward this librarian. Try and, like, interrupt and stuff. Good.
You like that? This weapon's no good.
Alright. And let's send these weapons over to this librarian. Okay. There we are. Should we refresh these? They're still doing their casts. Okay, we're good. Let's see. So we just casted our... or fired off our volley. Swap. Ooh, fuck. Look at Fasina getting fucked up majorly. Okay, let's toss a heal onto her. Oh my god. She's just dead.
I can pull that out.
Yep, there she goes. Okay, fine. Fuck me. Jeez. There's a lot of magic missiles coming in.
Better try something.
Okay, toss a heal onto me. At the very least. Okay, Adair, where are you at? So here's Adair. He's on the Enchanted Armor. That's probably fine. Okay. Let us lay down some confusion, I guess? Over here? Well, let's see. Can we debuff him? Or we could try the Capricious Hex, right? And just lay down shit on everything. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just lay out some big shit. Okay. Adair, where are you at? You're knocking that dude good. Let's make sure these weapons are actually firing off, right? There we go. Try and knock that dude. Good. Okay. Eloth is casting his shit.
This weapon's no good to me.
Okay. Now, let's swap back to this set. Refresh imbued. And let's go after the librarian right up on us. Oh my god, the Phantom is dead. Holy shit. And Aloth is silenced. Ooh, for 16 seconds. Fuck. That is rough. Is that like a librarian ability? Because that would be funny. That makes sense.
Sure.
Okay, Aloth, you come over this way.
On target.
There we are.
Let's do this.
Let's try and go on these dudes.
Stronger.
Good. Finish off this librarian if we can. We'll have the weapons try and finish off the Enchanted Armor. Go over here. Great. Okay, Aloth, you're still silenced. It's fine. Okay. Man, that librarian is really taking some hits, huh?
After him.
Okay. Let's fire off again here. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, let's get out of this, like, fart. I don't know what that is, but it looks rough.
Doing the job.
Okay, let's help Adair here. Let's also have Pallegina moving back. That way heals are going off.
Better than that.
Okay, Pallegina's also got another set of summons. Let's see if we can pull it off.
You like that?
Wow, another fart! Jeez, these farts are going off left and right. Okay. Let's send these weapons over here onto this librarian. What have we got? We've got 3 librarians left and Enchanted Armor. Okay, let's move our DPS down here. Through the fart.
Let's go.
Good. Okay, the farts aren't like... They don't last super duper long. So we should be okay. Let's finish off this librarian. Good. Can Aloth cast again? Yes, he can. Okay, wonderful. Let's see. Can I get... I can Kalikoth rake them. Let's do that. Good.
Let's do this.
Okay, I'm going to focus on this dude up here. Wonderful. And Aloth, if you would like, try and petrify that guy. There you go. Ooh, they raked us. Okay, there we are. Petrification worked.
Okay.
Good. Man, that petrification, I know it's like a final tier ability, but it is really, it is really powerful. Because it has such a high success rate. Okay, poor fucking Fasina. Let's see, what have you got? A Grimoire of Disruption. Huh. I keep wondering if one of these will have, like, some of their custom librarian spells, right? But so far it seems not to be the case. Stash all that.
Indeed. My eyes are peeled.
Okay. Over here, we've got some more reading we can do. Oh look, Fighting Spirit. 7 accuracy, 15% damage. What's that even from? Huh. Weird. Okay. Man, Fasina pretty lucky with these debuffs. They're not too bad. Minus 20 fortitude is kind of rough, but as a caster, it's not terrible. Right?
Eyes open.
Okay, let's read this. Oh, wait. Oh, there is a book here. Notes on a Vanished Orlan. Huh. The rest of the stash. Okay, let's just double check, make sure we haven't read it. Notes on... Huh. How come the on showed up? Anatomical. OM? I'm not sure. Fair enough, okay. Let's see. So let's read this. Notes on a Vanished Orlan. A petite, one-eared fellow knocked on our door. I'd heard of him before. He seeks answers from the obscured, pestering temples of the faith wherever he goes. I was about to dismiss him, but then he shifted into the autumn Stelgar right before my eyes. I beckoned him inside at once and sat him down, after he had resumed his form. Then I retrieved the box. What was, oh god, what was his fucking name? Our druid in Pillars 1. He was in Orlan. Did he have one ear? I can't remember. Didn't he shapeshift into a unique sort of special animal? Was it the Stelgar? I'm not sure. My mother gave me the box, just as she had... Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, I beckoned him inside at once and sat him down, after he had resumed his form. Then I retrieved the box. My mother gave me the box, just as she had received it from her mother. Every daughter of our line is instructed to keep the box firmly shut until Galawain's messenger finds us. I explained this to the little man. We both thought it interesting that he, smaller than his average kin, stood exactly as tall as the box when set upon its end. We unlatched the lid together. It opened on a small staircase leading down to lightless, impossible depths. Without hesitation, the Orlan planted a kiss on my cheek, shouldered his pack, and descended, closing the way behind him. When I opened it again, I found only the bottom of an empty box. I hope he finds the answers he seeks. Barring that, may his search be a worthy one. What the fuck? That's some weird shit. Okay. Are some of these just nonsense? Maybe the one that's like written about Adair is also like... Well, I mean,
How may I help?
even if it is nonsense,
What?
how did
If you
whoever
insist.
wrote the nonsense know of Adair, right?
What now?
Even if it's meant to be just like complete nonsense and or madness, they
shall be
somehow
discreet.
know Adair. Okay, let's break stealth here. The text on these pages appeared to have been reproduced by some manner of stamp. Yeah, we saw that earlier. Okay, come on around this way. What's in here? Ooh, a great maelstrom. Is that more than our normal maelstrom, I guess? Baratheon scripture. The construction of divine titans. Ooh, shit. Okay. Let's take all that. Okay, let's see. Baratheon scripture. Have we read that before? Yes, we have. Okay. Well, once again, we should probably read it. Right. All of these we should just read because it may be relevant. Okay, Baratheon scripture. Behold, thou faithful, the visage of thy transformation. Fear not the journey when the portal opens. Become one with the wheel, with a glad heart and cheerful countenance. For the doorway shall open for all in their time. Neither the rich nor influential, neither kings nor rulers, neither the strong nor powerful can escape its embrace. Barath will usher thee through the doorway, and thou willst return to life, thy mortal life begun anew. There goest the cycle, there goes life, there thou goest also. Thou shalt approach the door, the inevitable shall approach thee. Do not turn back on the portal, do not turn back on new life. Walk the path and welcome change, or face the night. For he walks the road with thee, and will guide all to their destination. Thou mortal, the skull thou wilt become. Thou closed off, the key thou shalt turn. Thou sealed, the threshold thou shalt cross. Huh. I wonder if some of this describes literally parts of the wheel and shit that we'll find at Ukaizo, right? I wonder if some of this isn't so figurative as it seems. Okay. Now that we know that the wheel is like a real physical entity. Okay. The History of Aeora, Volume 8. The Construction of Divine Titans. At the heart of all creatures lie two things, a soul and a seed. A soul needs a seed to grow the body to house it, and the stronger the soul, the more powerful the body. Even a god needs a physical form to act in the material world. We can't create souls, but we can control them. We can smash them together, tear them apart, and sew them all back together again. But we can't grow a body large enough to house the harvest of a god's soul, unless we can create the proper seed. But then, how do you teach an object its purpose? Oh, fuck. Huh. That's interesting. So is that why all the gods are specialized in a way? Because ahead of time they either agreed or were forced into these bodies that, like, define them? Huh. So, and then the Ingwithans way back when sort of just created these things thinking that, yeah, these are the foundations upon which we'll build the world, right? The ideas represented by each god and goddess. Huh. Weird, okay. Even a god needs a physical form to act in the material world. We can't create souls, but we can control them. That's so fascinating. So what happens to the souls that get obliterated? Where do new souls ever come into being to replace the ones that get obliterated, or are we really just like slowly draining like a finite resource of souls? Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Yes? I shall.
A lot of things to consider. Oh look, we're kind of at the end of the line here. Alright, what's in this? Meteor shower. Major potion of healing. Let's stash these. Oh shit, accidentally took a book. The History of Aora, Volume 10. The Man Who Would Be Skaen. Okay. I think we've got all that we need now? I'm not sure. Kratos quickly installed himself as Nua's most favored advisor, and set about tearing the Engwithan establishment apart from within. His lies turned the powerful against one another, and his forgeries undermined trade negotiations a decade in the making. There was money to be made in exploiting the discord, but he didn't line his own pockets with it. He surreptitiously handed it out among the populace. When his quiet rebellion was eventually uncovered, he was tortured near to death and presented with a choice. Put his skills to work for the people he'd striven to destroy, or die at the hands of church inquisitors. And Kratos kept his life, at least for a time. Oh, fuck. Huh. So is this also why Skaen is so like, or Skaen? I always forget. It might be Skaen, but it's definitely not Skaen, because I remember saying it so much that way and finding out that's not right. Let's go with Skaen. But I remember Skaen being really, like Skaen's whole deal is that they're really cool from the outset. Like, they're about, when people are mistreated by people in places of power. Skaen is there to fuck over those people in power, right? There to create, like, an out for people who are, like, stepped upon or slaves, literally. Shit like that, right? Which is why, Aldis's pirates are so about that shit, right? But we always acknowledge that there was a fucked up part of Skaen, which was the parts that were like all the weird fleshy shit, how like frequently you are asked to literally sacrifice someone's life in order to gain favor from Skaen. What if part of that is like a fucked up complication introduced to their being when they were made a god, right? What if that's something that the Engwithans put into Skaen that was not originally a part of Kratos, right? Because Kratos sounds very much, I don't know, like Robin Hood shit going on, right? Fuck over the rich, the people in power, and rather than like lining your own pockets, yeah, give it out to the people and all that stuff, right? What if all the like sinister shit was put in place maybe as like punishment by the Engwithans after they had captured them? Maybe. I could see that being a reality. And it does help explain like the weird, like fucked up duality, how parts of Skaen seem incredibly cool and charitable, and then other parts seem so fucking sinister, right?
Leave it to me.
The papers smell faintly of ozone. Right, arcane. Alright, over here. Here we are. Those lost in the flood. Have you ever, like, smelled the scent of ozone? Like, am I getting, like, the idea of it correct? My description of it would be, this is a little esoteric, but if you've ever had, like, one of those little electrical balls, do you know what I'm talking about? Like the sphere? Like you see them on like mad scientist shows or something. Maybe someone brought into your like a school when you were a little kid to like show off like some sort of not like another student or a teacher, but like a special guest or whatever, right? And they would have that glass sphere that had the electric rod inside, and you would see like all the electric tendrils around. I bought one of those when I was a kid because I just thought it looked so cool. I got like a cheapish one off of the like Scholastic Book Club thing or whatever that the school ran. And I remembered if I left it on for too long, it would give off a weird stench. And I always sort of correlated that with like this scent of ozone, right? Like almost a scent of electricity, for lack of a better word, right? Although, of course, electricity, I don't think, has a scent. That's always kind of what I figured it to be. Maybe I'm off base there. Okay. Those Lost in the Flood. I'm fairly sure we have not read that, but we'll check. Actually, you know what? It doesn't matter. Whether we've read it or not, we need to read it now. We need to get into the habit of that. Those Lost in the Flood. I never expected to see a massacre such as this in my lifetime. I was in my study, trying to pack up important documents for the evacuation, never dreaming the Aedirans would act so drastically. It was my wife, Nealok, who first heard the cracking of the levees. We climbed to the roof. When the water reached the top of the stairs. We climbed to the roof when the water reached the top of the stairs. My 3 children, Nath, Libelsa, and Kiri, we held. The water reached our chests, and the only thing that kept us from getting swept away before it subsided was holding onto the chimney that we had just repaired. Other families were not so lucky. When the waters finally subsided, the roads were littered with debris, mud, and rotting fish. Half the district had been swallowed by the sea. Bodies floated in the tide, along with what was left in the homes. We burned the citizens we found. The poor souls have nobody else to remember them by, so I'll document them here. I'm not sure if they had loved ones who survived the flood, but it is better their names be written down rather than washed away with so much else in this horrific flood. This makes me makes me think that this was written from the perspective of Ingwithans, right? This is on Ukaizo. And somehow, Aedirans caused the flood, right? Somehow it was Aedirans that attacked and fucked over Ukaizo, right? Let's see, maybe there's some interesting info here. We'll just scan through this. William Bloody Bill Thistlewood, a butcher. Professor Spearman. Star Halfier the Devoted, a priest. Swordmaster City Garrison. John Graham. City Garrison. What a normal-ass name. John Graham. What the fuck? Is there any other, like, normal-ass, human-ass name from the real world? John Graham. What the fuck? Even other close ones, like William Thistlewood, I mean, But John fucking Graham, what the fuck? Prize hunter, archivist, a poet, tactician, teacher, astronomer, archer, undertaker, fisherman, monk, herbalist, tanner, alchemist, mage, knight, politician, appraiser, artist, assassin, physician, duelist, bodyguard. Who's the assassin? Kalen Hollowed. A bodyguard, trader, protector of the order, sellsword, smith, barrister, miner, infantry, lighthouse keeper. Lilith of the lighthouse. Okay, let's stash that. The History of Aora, Volume 6. The History of the Wilders, or Wilders. I always thought it was Wilders, right? Oh yeah, and this goes into shit that we had been thinking about the whole fucking time, right? About, the wilder creatures being more than creatures, right? Being a people of their own. Engwith was not the only empire. It was not even the first. It was just the most ruthless in its domination of the world. Aora has known other histories since the first gods crafted it. Histories wrought not in Audra and copper wire, but in the epic poetry of scent and songs sung beyond kith hearing. Open your ears to the whisper of the free places, and you will know the tale of the Ogre Queen and the Vithrak assemblage. Still your tongue, and you will taste the cook fires of a Zarup city that hides from the eye but extends to the horizon. Look, and you will see. Huh. Yeah, so this is just acknowledgement of it, right? Maybe these are like specifically hinting at ideas for future things that could be delved into, right? Tale of like some sort of Ogre Queen, Vithrak assemblage, which maybe we encountered before in the White March, right? Because that was pretty impressive down there. But supposedly there were many like that, right? I'm not sure. Okay, we'll pocket that. What's in here? Ooh. Recipe Invigorating Nightmares, a quest item. The initiates have been at it again, mixing dangerous stimulants to stay alert during long shifts. This time I found them milking the essence of night terrors from our collections guests, and so I had to tarry and watch the results for myself. The concoction backfired rather spectacularly and gave them all a good night's rest. They awoke reasonably efficient, though much disturbed. The recipe is drawn out with simple illustrations. Even an imp could read it. Oh, will this give us another sleeping form? Maybe. Animancy in the Modern Age. Let's read this. Animancy is a science both respected and reviled, sometimes by the same person. For all the research done on the topic, we still know so little. Control over life itself. Something animancers have been working toward for hundreds of years. There are no real records of how the practice of animancy was first discovered, but once the spark of knowledge ignited, there was no stopping its inevitable discoveries. In 2260 AI, animancers, as a result of their extensive research, successfully contained and transferred a soul. The subject of the experiment, whose name is unknown, was young and wealthy, but infirm. The idea was to move his soul from the dying body and into that of a recently deceased man who had suffered an accident. The new body, bearing only slight decay, would house the soul, giving the man a much better life. The outcome of this experiment resulted in the condemnation and outlaw of animancy in the Aediran Empire. Right, and we had read a little bit more about that, right? I think so. Yeah, it was, wasn't it during, it was one of the encounters in Seeker Slayer Survivor, wasn't it? I think so. Huh. Again, while we have no true records of what happened, as they were all destroyed after animancy was outlawed, a journal was discovered, a makeshift confession by one of the participants. Excerpts from that journal follow. 2260 AI Front Prima, 16. It is done, and the gods forgive us for our arrogance. I'm not sure what I was expecting. Certainly not that. But what did any of us expect? Still, behind the revulsion there is a sense of pride. Something I can't deny. All the research, the studying, everything we worked for. We thought we'd change the world. How it's changed. All was in place, the twisted form lying on the table next to its new vessel. The equipment had been prepared. The tinctures and potions all carefully crafted. Every detail is painstakingly organized to ensure success. We most assuredly succeeded. The procedure went exactly as it should. The soul, extracted from the old body, held, bound in place to prevent it from moving on. Then, the next step, transfer to the fresh vessel. It was beautiful and terrifying. I listened as they spoke the words of binding. I watched the soul move. Not the soul itself, of course, but the vapor we used to detect it as it lowered into the vessel. A gentle luminescence covered the body, and then nothing. Silence. darkness. I held my breath, afraid that even the slightest disturbance would destroy all our hard work. Then, motion. Then, dear gods, then blood. How did I survive? I do not know. The vessel rose from the slab, and the room breathed. Every person crowded around the tables exhaled. Some cheered. We had made life from death. We had become eternal. The body closed its eyes and tilted its head, looking for all purposes to be listening for something or to it. Then its eyes popped open, and it moved. Its lips peeled back from its teeth in a horrible expression of fury. It fell on the nearest man, tearing his throat, knocking him to the ground. Then the room erupted into screams, shouts, and a flurry of bodies, running, pushing, doing everything in their power to get away from the creature sitting on their colleague. But right before that happened, in the split second before the chaos, when there was nothing in the air but a stunned, terrified silence, I heard it, sitting there on his chest, face at his neck. And it was feasting. Ooh. I remember reading that one before, I think, and it was very good then too. Okay. Oh, I think this is a new one. A matter of ethical complexity. You know what? Reading this next to some of these other books about the creation of the gods and stuff, how is that different from what they did? They tried and succeeded at gaining eternal life via the gods, right? Is the only difference that made it successful that somehow the gods, or the people who eventually became gods, I'm not sure how they even did it, how they came to have greater souls than mere mortals that they used to be, right? Maybe they fused together with other people. Maybe a god is like a collection of souls, and the body is meant to direct those souls into one singular purpose? Maybe? That's my best guess at the moment. But how is that different from what we just read? Is it simply that there's just more souls present? Is the idea that... You often hear about this in, like, science fiction, right? Like, fucking Halo is coming with Halo Infinite and all that. Are they going rampant? Is that the idea that the gods are going rampant after all this time? Because they weren't... No one had ever made anything like that before, and clearly when you do it on a small scale, very rapidly things get fucked up, right? Even, haven't we heard tale of, like, souls that get bound to weapons and stuff like that, eventually they kind of go rampant as well, don't they? Or am I mistaken? I think that's right? I'm not sure. No, because we found that, well, we did find that guy in Pillars 1 who was, like, bound to a statue or something. And he seemed kind of, I can't remember if him being in that statue made him kind of fucking weird, or if he was just already a fucking weird dude. Right? Very interesting. But what if it's because they've just been in there for too long? Finally, the effect is all, like, wearing off and shit. Very strange. Alright. Let's read this. A matter of ethical complexity. This faded stone tablet, this is not a stone tablet, is scribed in Ingwithan runes. While much of the script is eroded beyond recovery, a few passages stand out. Looked past the great curtain and found only an empty stage, more than the disappointment of a lifetime. It, the disappointment of everything we held. Against the conclusion that there was never anything to begin with, consider that their greatness exceeds our perception, or we simply lack the appropriate tools to, existed, then who's to say we could not improve upon? Water flowing in an aqueduct as opposed to the uncontrolled current. Even this record should not endure to recall our. The rest of the tablet is illegible. The other side appears to catalog a series of ethical arguments debating the pros and cons of a decision yet to be made. But any meaning or context has been lost to time. oh my god, we know exactly the meaning or context now. Whether or not we have read this before, we know the context and meaning. This is about the creation of the wheel. This first bit here, looked past the great curtain and found only an empty stage. We read about this. I forgot where, or we found about. Was it in the Beast of Winter when we were speaking to the king of Ukaizo or whatever, the Hawana king of Ukaizo, and they were talking about how somehow they saw that there were no gods or something, right? That's what this is in reference to. Looked past the great curtain and found only an empty stage, that they were living in a godless world, and that they were so disappointed that they couldn't. And this second bit here is them trying to come to terms with the idea that they were alone in the world, right? That there was no god, that there was no goddess, or any sort of pantheon that they thought there might be. So then they try to come to terms with it, and maybe it's not just coming to terms, maybe it is a reasonable explanation, right? Who is to say that they simply lack the appropriate tools to see or make contact with any sort of greater being that did create whatever. And then this is them coming to terms with the idea of, well, maybe if there are no gods for people to follow and to give people direction, maybe we could make them. And then water flowing in an aqueduct as opposed to the uncontrolled current, that's definitely the creation of the wheel, right? Because we read in the burned book of Wodika or whatever, right? That before the wheel existed, it was like this uncontrolled funnel of wild shit, of soul energy, and reincarnation did exist just in a very unrefined way, right? Like, all this stuff about there were more complications with birth and stuff, right? Whereas the wheel helped to refine that and remove birth complications, for the most part, at least. And then, even this record shall not endure to recall our, and then that part we just have no idea. And maybe it's just nonsense. Maybe it's just, filler. But yeah, holy shit. I'm pretty sure we read this before, and now we have greater context for it. A matter of ethical complexity. Let's see. A matter... Oh no, we haven't. I could have sworn we read that before. I guess it's just because we know more about the situation at hand.
How may I help?
So it feels like we kind of read it before.
Quiet. I shall.
Alright. Holy shit. Should we activate this thing? Sure, let's activate this real quick. And then we'll call it, right? So much reading, but honestly the reading has been excellent, I think. Let's see, let's go over here. Alright, now what was this little bit? A hero of the people fell, and rose a servant of the crown. Right, that's Skaen. The man who would be Skaen. Yeah, man, that is so wild, but so fucking typical that, of course, that's, I don't know, I kind of love how it's written that way. Like, yeah, Skaen was like this cool dude who tried to do a lot of good shit, and ultimately did, in fucking up, like, the Ingwithan Empire, which did have fucked up problems, to be sure, and, like, tried to fuck it over from within, right? And then, of course, when they gave him godhood, and totally corrupted that image. I fucking love that. Alright, yeah, the man who would be Skaen. And then over here, the small plaque reads, "They looked upon the world as it was, and were unsatisfied. So they remade it, as they thought it should be." Gosh, what a cool fucking concept as well. And what a great line. Honestly, it's just a line that pertains kind of to the... like, maybe the plaques here all came from, like, storyboarding, like when they were coming up with rough concepts of the world of Aeora, like the world building and stuff. Just like lines that they would write on the wall and be like, ooh, that sounds cool, let's build around that concept, right? That's almost what it seems like. These are just like roughly the building blocks on which you would build a fictional world and all that. Fuck, it's so good. Okay, let's see. So we would have the construction of divine titans, right? There we are. They built an empire founded on compassion, and were crushed for their audacity. The Great Orlan Empire.
Sure.
There we are. Palm against the device. A sharp tone erupts from the device, and the lecterns around the room emanate a bright and sudden light. Ooh, was that not it? Did I mess one up? Ooh, that one right there is messed up. Ooh, a trap missed me. Thank goodness. Okay, they looked upon the world as it was and were unsatisfied, so they remade it as they thought it should be. Huh. So what would it be? The history of the Wilders? I guess. Unless we don't have the book yet.
Something I can do?
No, that one's still not gonna be it, right? Yeah, that's the same shit. Did I miss a book? Oh, fuck. Oh my god, some dudes came out. Enraged Broodmother. Oh, these are Lagufoth. Okay. Yeah, we must not have the proper book then. Right? Okay, let's blind them here. There we go. And debuff as well. Good. Pelagina, get out your summons. Adair, go and knock them. Good. Let's fire away into this one that's closest to our group.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Good. Swap weapons. I'll come up here. Good. Fire this off. Wonderful. We're fucking them up majorly. Okay, let's try blindness, right? Oh, we've already done that. My bad. Let's try and terrify them, or we could just fucking kill them. Let's just fucking kill them. There we go. Let's see. We could also lay down, this right here.
Let's go.
Okay, let's swap. Get this going on. Wonderful.
Take this.
Cool. Do we actually get loot from them? No.
Leave it to me.
Okay. So we'll remove that.
Got it.
What could that be then? Did we miss a book back here? And like I've read it, but I didn't actually take it? Let's see, over here. See, I feel like these books, the History of Aora volumes, are definitely reality, right? They're definitely, unquestionably real. Or at least they're so cool that I hope that they are. I hope that they're real. And not like some sort of mad ramblings. Okay, well, it seems like we still need to look around a bit, and it's probably back in this room, right? Okay, so when next we come back, we'll travel back here, through this, figure out all that shit, and we will insert the final book. I'm assuming red means it's not fitting, and blue means, yo, you got it right. Right? I'm surprised that one was not the one that I thought it was, though. What can you do? Yeah, surely it must be back here. Alright, when next we come back, more books, more reading. Honestly, I know it's probably not the most thrilling thing to see, but I'm fucking loving it. Until next time, please take care of each other.